So I was just walking home down the street a short while ago, and I was thinking about Mental Health Awareness Week and the theme this year about connecting with nature. And I wasn't walking in the woods or in a park, I was just walking down the street, but there were trees. So I kind of thought to myself, right, I'll see what this moment of connecting with nature could bring. And it was really interesting because I went from not hearing the birds particularly singing to when I put my attention on the birds, it was like out of nowhere, a cacophony um, of birds were singing. It became really loud. And I was really surprised that as I was walking along before I'd had the thought to connect with nature, I hadn't been aware of that. Why? Because I was full of my own internal commentary, autopilot, thinking about the things I had to do, or just nothing in particular. And it felt like there was almost a shifting of gears that happened. So I shifted gears, and then I could connect with nature, and I could hear the birds, and it was lovely. So then I was nourished, I guess, by this experience, albeit short. And then my mind wandered, as they do, and I started to explore a bit with this metaphor of shifting gears. And I thought, well, you know, if you were to compare our our minds to a gearbox, and of course, I'm not suggesting that that is a good similarity because our brains and our minds are much more sophisticated. But let's just play with this metaphor. Like, you could easily be driving around in the wrong gear. And unless you know how to drive and what it feels like when you're in the wrong gear, then you might just carry on and navigate through your journey in a not very economical, comfortable, or effective way. And I kind of somehow see this is a bit like how we journey through life sometimes, because we get on autopilot or we just don't know another way of being is on offer. So we might walk around ruminating on things that have happened in the past or anxious about things that we've got to do in the future. And we're not really present when we're doing that. And our minds are, we're just consumed with chatter. And it doesn't really help us, when we think about it, does it really help us to be more effective, to have a more enjoyable life? No, it doesn't. But we're on autopilot and we're in habits. And somehow in the moment, sometimes it feels like it makes sense innocently, but it invariably doesn't. And it felt like to me that, why don't we play with this idea of being more aware of what gear we're in and knowing we can shift to another one? And what if there's other gears available that we don't even know about? I've no idea they exist, but yet when you're in them, the ride is much more comfortable. And I certainly discovered that as I got to explore more about how the mind works and how we unnecessarily create a lot of suffering because we're living through our thinking 100% of the time. And there's another way on offer where we don't need to believe everything we think. We can take some of it with a pinch of salt, and we can start to understand when we're not in a clear mind, chances are we best not rely on all our thinking. And I hadn't really seen that. I just sort of experienced my thinking, saw it as what was reality, and experienced a lot of stress as a result of it. And when I discovered, I didn't have to do a lot of the things I did. And this is the stuff, I work with my clients to help them see as well. And it's very freeing. So yeah, have a play with this idea maybe for the weekend. What if there is another gears available to you that you're just not in the habit of using, but offer up the most beautiful ride through life, much more enjoyable one, and one in which actually we're able to access more resourcefulness, more creativity, more answers to the problems we face from a clear head. So thank you, and hope this is helpful. Please let me know if it has been. Take care.